Hi, I'm Matt Ellefson, founder and CEO of Survive It, and welcome to Fearless Friday. Surviving cancer is not easy. Cancer and the treatment of cancer can be very painful, both physically and emotionally. Some people handle pain very well, and some people don't. Survive It is going to do our very best to get those we help in the very well group. With cancer, we all experience some level of pain. Many people cannot escape the grips of pain. And if you're like me, who have had several years of surgeries and treatments, the physical pain can also seem unbearable sometimes. Some survivors get to a point where they would rather die than live with the pain. I get that. I know how that pain feels. I often wonder, how bad is this going to get? This is what I've learned about dealing with physical pain. The most widely used pain management plan involves using medicines. And most often, drugs are prescribed to help us deal with physical pain. And when we need them, we really need them. They can work well. However, be sure to ask your doctor about all your options. I find that most of the medicines work to some degree, but are often difficult to tolerate and bring on additional side effects such as nausea, severe constipation, trouble sleeping at night. They can also be challenging to take on a schedule that allows you to stay ahead of the pain. And if you've had chronic pain conditions of any type, you know how important it is to stay ahead of the pain and not wait until you have pain to use your medicine. It just doesn't work well. Also, if you're like me and are somewhat forgetful because of the years of treatments, it can be hard to stay ahead of your pain by taking pills several times a day because you forget about it. The medicine I found that works best for me is a fentanyl patch. I stick one on my back shoulder blade and I change it every 3 days. They come in many doses and provide a continuous delivery of medicine for 3 days. I haven't experienced any side effects from it, and I've never had constipation or any issues with the fentanyl patch. I also believe strongly in yoga or physical fitness of some type that promotes stretching and flexibility and develops core body strength. A strong, flexible body tolerates pain much better than a tight, fatigued body. And exercise is important for detoxing and promoting wellness, so this should be something you do every day. Acupuncture is also very effective in pain relief for some conditions, so don't be afraid to give it a try. Ask around and find a good alternative treatment doctor, such as a chiropractor or naturopath that practices functional medicine. They have a few different options, such as laser treatments. I've had laser treatments and they brought me some great relief. And we can't have physical pain long-term without some form of emotional pain. They are so interconnected that our emotions can change the way we tolerate pain. I know those thoughts of wanting to be free from pain so bad that you start thinking about death. I've had them a few times, and I know of people who have chosen death over pain. It really can get unbearable if you let it take you there. And although I do whatever I can to provide people in that situation with hope, to cheer them up, to change their thoughts, sometimes they're gripped in it so bad that it's just not enough, or it's just too late. Emotional pain is very real and it's very deadly. If you're struggling with those thoughts, seek help immediately. Reach out to any Survive It team member and we'll be sure you're helped. When and if I ever have those thoughts, I've learned to quickly change them. Our lives will always go in the directions our mind points them, and our hearts will always go with the voice we choose to listen to. I found that it's very important for me to get out of that darkness as soon as possible. You know, there's a reason why God didn't create man with the ability to see in the dark. So why would we want to live in darkness, right? Doesn't make sense. We don't. When I'm gripped in chains of my own dark thoughts, the dark thoughts from pain that are consuming me, I surrender it all to God. I give it all to Him, every ounce of everything. I stop holding on and just be held. The Creator of the universe can see in the dark very well, and He can handle my pains no matter how great they are. And if you're a skeptic and part of today's generation of self-reliance and self-sufficiency that argue faith may be all right for some emotional people, but you can't beat a man who believes in himself, that's cool. But I just want you to think about this. Today's self-confident generation has produced more alcoholics, more dope addicts, more criminals, more wars, more broken homes, more assaults, more embezzlements, more murders, more suicides than any generation that has ever lived. I don't know. I watch the news sometimes and I look at today's world and think it's about time that we start putting less confidence in ourselves and put more trust and faith in God. Maybe we can focus more on helping others and less on helping ourselves. That'd make a better world to me. Over my 8-year cancer journey, each time I've found myself walking through the valley of death, Christ has saved me. Even when I barely had enough strength to breathe, He provided me with enough to get through the night, and the next night, and the next. Regardless of the challenges we face, God promises that we can give it all to Him. All of it. Everything. No matter how ugly or how hopeless of a situation you're in, He'll take it. He'll take it so you can focus on nothing but being held in His loving arms. Because when you feel the need for God, that's exactly how you're supposed to feel. God made us to be dependent on Him. I reach out to God every day. I focus on building a deep, trusting, and loving relationship with Him. And after I've given it all to God and I'm empty of pain, fear, and hopelessness, I ask Him to fill me up. Fill me up with His love again and again and again. Believe me, if you're thirsty for His presence, He will fill you up. God specializes in bringing good out of bad in my life. He turns my hurts into holiness. He turns my wounds into wisdom. And He turns my pain into gain. And I also realize it's not easy to surrender to God. That didn't come to me overnight. In fact, to many of people, it can be quite terrifying. Have you ever wanted to do something, but it was so terrifying or intimidating that you just couldn't bring yourself to do it? Then after you finally took the leap, you discovered so much peace and joy and fun that you wished you had done it years earlier. Well, that was me with bungee jumping. I always wanted to try it from a very high bridge over a fast-running whitewater river. And one day while vacationing in Canada with my wife, I took the leap. I was scared to death when I looked over that bridge. And after I did it once, so I learned to trust that the bungee cord always has me secure and keeps me safe. I just jump and enjoy the journey. It's so much fun. And since then, I've done it again and again and again. That's the way it is with giving all your pains and worries to God. Believe me, once you do, you'll wish that you had done it years earlier. There are some things I do to escape pain. I always try to be grateful. And when I'm in a slump, I take 10 minutes to think about 5 things I'm grateful for. We can't be fearful, angry, shameful, or full of pity and be grateful at the same time. They just don't go together. Gratitude always kills fear, it kills anger, it kills shame, and it kills suffering. Gratitude is your friend, and gratitude sets you free. Another thing I do is instead of thinking about or trying to make a difference in how I think or feel, I focus on being the difference. That's why my health has been so sustainable for so long. I've learned that this is where my blessings have come from. Not from thinking, not from telling, but from being. Being optimistic, being humble, being empathetic, being compassionate, being a warrior that's full of love, being a beautiful child of God. Another technique I often use is breathing. I breathe in calm and breathe out pain. I breathe in deep, full breaths and say to myself, breathe in calm, and exhale deeply and say to myself, breathe out pain. Breathe in God, bring out devil. I repeat that over at least 7 times or as long as I need to settle down and feel at peace. I also recommend that you identify and practice an empowering mantra. Things like, I can and I will, I am strong, or this shall pass, or because God is with me, I've got this, I can do this. I have a few of them, but the one I go to most often is, I may have cancer, but cancer doesn't have me. Find one that works for you. Positive distractions also remove my focus on pain. Taking my dogs for a walk, listening to music, or listening to a funny or inspiring podcast is something I enjoy. Some people like to cook or bake, watch a funny movie, do crossword puzzles, or play a game on your phone or computer. Go get some exercise, play tennis, golf, whatever it is you like to do, just do it and have fun. And think about reviewing your friend list. Get rid of your whiny, complaining, life-sucking friends and hang out with your fun friends. The ones that make you laugh and take away your worry and not add to it. And those of you that know me know I also like prayer. When I'm in pain, my short go-to prayer is, Jesus, I'll go wherever you send me. I'm willing and I'm not afraid. May my pains and sufferings contribute in some way to the peace of others. And please help me touch those in need with the same love that you have given me. Amen. As great as prayer is, I also know that not all of my prayers turn into reality. The truth is, faith doesn't always take us out of the problem, but faith always takes us through the problem. Faith doesn't always take away the pain. Faith gives us the ability to handle the pain. And faith doesn't always take us out of the storm, but faith calms us in the middle of the storm. If you're dealing with pain in any form, Survive It is here to help. Join our Facebook prayer wall or email us anytime for any reason at info@surviveit.org, and our team will lift you up. And together, we will create a world free from the fear of cancer. I'm Matt Ellefson, and until next time, keep the faith, stay strong, and live fearless.